guys, so over the past few months we've been traveling through Texas, Alabama, and Florida, and now our journey with Jesus has brought us back home because we're gonna have a baby.
So we wanted to share a quick story with you about something that happened while we were down in Florida. One of our roles with Frontiers is to help churches make disciples. So one thing we're doing right now is we're building a school of disciple making. It's training on how to be a disciple maker that we can offer to churches. While we were in Florida, we were working with a pastor and with the church down there to build this school. There's different pastors and teachers that are contributing video content on different aspects of being a disciple for this. So one day we were at the beach and we were doing some video content creation on the topic of walking in the Spirit for the School of Disciple Making, and specifically something called a Kairos moment. And basically what that is, it's when something happens in life that's out of the ordinary. You know, maybe your car breaks down, or you run into an old friend you haven't seen in years, or you lose a job or something, and you say, you know, God's in this. God's doing something here. That's a Kairos moment. In Ephesians 5, Paul talks about redeeming the time because the days are evil. That's kind of the idea, is that, you know, we have a short time on this earth and God is very active, and when we see that things happen out of the ordinary, we know God is on the move, he's doing something. So anyway, while I was doing this teaching, this video teaching, Megan and the kids were actually experiencing a Kairos moment on the beach. So here's the story.
I gotta tell you guys this story. This is so funny. So we're in Florida for some ministry, and it's Florida. We gotta take the kids to the beach while we're here. It's a beautiful beach, and there's like 13 different parking lots that you can pull into that have beach access. So we drive all the way to the end looking for shade. Each parking lot has like a few cars in it. We get to the end and the last two parking lots are totally full. So we're like, there must be something really special down here, something really interesting. So we start to get all ready to go to leave the bus. And at the last minute, there's this couple that walks by. So I stopped this couple and I said, hey, we're not from here. You know, we're just checking this place out. We see all these cars. We're just wondering if you could tell us what's so special about this beach in compared to the other spots that didn't have very many cars. And they said, oh, well, this is the nude beach. Oh. So I go, oh, okay. Thanks for letting us know. We're gonna take our small children down, farther down there somewhere. We're like, whew, so glad we asked that one. So I get back in the bus, we start driving, we're gonna go down to a different location. As we're driving, we see this naked guy on a bike that's barely covered. We're like, oh, shield your eyes, you know. We're like, okay, we can go drive down, get far enough down that we know we're in the clear. Okay, that was close. Well, so then we find this other spot and we go there, and as soon as we get out there, someone informs us that there's been fishermen that have been catching fish, but they've also caught some sharks today that are like 4, 5, 6 feet long. So we were all kind of nervous about that. I mean, I'm not from the area, but 5, 6 feet long shark seems pretty big to me. So we thought, well, now what do we do? So we looked down the one side of the beach, and we saw that there were some people in the water farther down at the next spot. So we said, well, why don't we go down there, and then the kids will feel more comfortable swimming because there's other people down there. So we get down there, and there's like 3 families together in a group, and their kids are swimming in the water. So I'm feeling a little bit obligated to tell them about the whole shark thing. So I go talk to this family and I said, you know, hey, just wanted to let you know about the shark thing, and then also how are the waves? And we got talking. Turns out that they are missionaries, and they're on a family vacation. And we're like, oh my gosh, we're doing mission stuff too. Really? Oh wow, that's crazy. Where are you from? And they're like, we're from Colorado. And we're like, oh, we're from Illinois. And they're like, but we're originally from Wisconsin. And I'm like, I'm originally from Wisconsin. And they're like, where? And I'm like, southern Wisconsin. Oh, us too. What town? Oconomowoc. Me too. What? And so we're talking about this. We found out that we actually know, our families know each other. We know their parents, and we've gone on retreats with their parents before and stuff. Crazy circumstances that we would run into each other at this beach. And turns out that they also do ministry with their YWAM missionaries, and they do ministry specifically with Muslims, which is a small part of that whole missions group. So it's just crazy that, you know, with us working with Frontiers, that we would be in the same place and meet each other and all. This is crazy. And so we just had some fellowship together. We shared what the Lord is doing, and we were so encouraged to meet them. It was like so random, but it wasn't random. It was God, and it was just so encouraging. And we're honestly, we're not totally sure what was the point of that, and we're kind of like waiting to find out what God wanted of that. But at the very least, it was just encouraging to see Him bring believers together in such a crazy way. And we laughed and laughed about this, because this is what Jason said. He said, God really wanted us to meet these people. He must have wanted us to meet these people, because on the one side was the sharks, and on the other side was the nudes, and we couldn't go either direction. And so we ended up right in the middle for about 1 hour, overlapping when these families were here, and we met these people. And so we just laughed and laughed, thinking about how, you know, God can use anything He wants to use to get His people where He wants us to be. Sharks, nudes, whatever.
Pretty crazy. Well, when you have these moments in life that are out of the ordinary, here's a couple steps to just process what the Lord might be doing. Number one is observe the details of the event. Think through what just happened. Number two is ask God, what, Lord, are you teaching me? What do you want me to learn from this? And then third, discuss what happened and what God might be teaching you through with some godly counsel. Then you want to go to God's Word, and you want to compare what happened with what we know about God and who He is and the mission that He has for us. And then through that, the Spirit will lead you and will show you what He wants you to learn and what He wants you to do. From there, set a plan that includes this new way of thinking, whatever the Lord taught you out of the incident, and get accountability for what steps you're going to take. And then last, go ahead and take that action, right? That's how our life gets transformed by these Spirit-led occasions. So right now, we're in the observing, reflecting, and discussing stage of this, because we don't actually know all of what God's purpose was. We know it was to encourage us and for us to encourage them, but what's going to follow that, we don't know. They invited us to come out to Denver and to do some work with them on the School of Disciple Making, which is super cool, so we may do that at some point in the future. But we're still seeking, God, what did you have in that? But He's in it, and He's in the Kairos moments in your life too. Hope you're blessed with that. If you're interested in learning more about our ministry, go to jasonandmegs.com. If you're interested in learning more about being a part of our support team, you can fill out a form on jasonandmegs.com and let us know what you're interested in. And other than that, be blessed, and we'll see you next time.